past, I've heard a lot of people say that when they make a DC movie, they should just make them a lot like the animated movies. They should even just adapt the animated DC movies directly into live action. Superman movie that James Gunn made, congratulations, that's what that is. I mean, it's not adapting a very specific DC animated Superman story, but it's essentially just like The Misadventures of Superman, the movie, live action, basically. The movie doesn't hold your hand with the plot or the characters. It doesn't explain anything in the universe. It's just like, you're supposed to understand that this is Superman, that's Lois, that's Mr. Terrific, that's Green Lantern, that's Lex. Here comes the plot. And there's no babying you through it. This is the world, welcome to it. Now, I think that this plan works well for Batman, it works well for Superman, and it probably could work well for Flash. But other than that, I do feel as though they're probably gonna have to do some more legwork for the rest of the universe. There's gonna have to be more explanations and character breakdowns as they go forward. You can't just plop us into, you know, the Authority and not explain who they are. You can't just plop us into an Aquaman story and just expect us to understand everything that's going down. General audiences can keep up to some extent, but Superman's a character that people really resonate with and like and understand, so they're willing to, you know, go along for a bigger extent. But that's essentially what James Gunn did. He took a story and plopped us inside of the Superman world without having to explain the Superman world. And I know some people really resonate with that and others don't, because some people, they want to know, how did they get to know each other? Where did he start? How long has he been doing this? And I mean, we get like, what, 30 seconds of text before the action really begins, and that's like it. I mean, I like it. I think it worked very well for the story that he's trying to tell. Now, I thought the movie was like a 7 out of 10. Solid. I understand that Superman, okay, how can I say this? For every Christian, right, they have their idea of what Jesus is, right? Some, he's a rebel. Others, he's a freedom fighter. And for some, he's an authoritarian, you know, strictly pushing principles. For people who are fans of Superman, it's kind of the same way, in that each individual fan has their own iteration of Superman in their head. Some, he's a symbol of hope. For others, he's a really strong but really nice guy. And for some, he's a power fantasy. And it's really hard to depict all of these different versions at one time. Zack Snyder, he really focused on the power fantasy. He wanted to view Superman as like this godlike figure. And because of this, he didn't give him any personality, because God wouldn't have one. But James made a really grounded Superman. And for some people, that just sounds weak to them. So it's not something they're gonna resonate with. But overall, I think that James Gunn did a great job at humanizing Superman, making him interesting, and having a lot of fun. There was no stakes whatsoever. I never at any point thought that he was in danger, or that really anything that was happening mattered. It was a good story, and it was a fun time, and I think it's cool to have a fun time. You know, not every story needs to be life or death, end of the world cataclysms, you know? But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of the Supermans and the DC universe, really. I think this is a great opportunity, great time for DC to really get his feet under it and stand up and be 10 toes in the ground and not wishy-washy like they've been over the last decade. So, you know, here's the more.